All right, let's talk about something that sounds a bit like science fiction. Imagine an AI that handles all your most tedious, mind-numbing compliance tasks, and it works for you 24/7. Now, what if I told you that you could build this thing yourself, for free, and without writing a single line of code? Well, it's not science fiction anymore. Today, we're going through the no-code guide to make it a reality.
So, does this picture look familiar? You're just trying to do your job, but you feel like you're drowning in this ocean of regulations. Every new rule, every policy update, it feels like another wave just about to crash right over your head. You know, whether it's GDPR, anti-money laundering, or just your own internal company policies, it can get absolutely overwhelming fast.
And look, if you're feeling this way, you're definitely not alone. I promise you're not imagining it. This has become a universal headache. I'm talking finance, tech, healthcare, you name it. Professionals everywhere are spending more and more of their valuable time just trying to keep up. The problem isn't just growing, it's speeding up. And the old way of managing it with spreadsheets and checklists, it just isn't cutting it anymore.
So let's just call it what it is. It's the compliance nightmare. It's this constant growing headache for businesses big and small. But to really solve a problem, you first have to understand why it's such a nightmare in the first place. That's the first step to finding a real solution.
When you get down to it, the day-to-day reality is, well, it's a grind. It's the constant worry about monitoring new regulations. It's the painful, manual work of collecting evidence for an audit. It's the labor-intensive risk analysis that takes forever. You're trying to juggle all these different frameworks like GDPR and AML, and hanging over all of it is this huge pressure that if you get something wrong, the cost could be massive. We're talking huge fines, not to mention damage to your reputation. It's a really high-stakes, high-effort game. But what if you could change the rules of the game? What if you had a tireless assistant working for you around the clock that never got bored? That's exactly where we're going. We're talking about a powerful AI compliance assistant, and the best part is, it's something you can actually build yourself.
So, what is an AI compliance officer really? Okay, think of it like your own personal automated agent. You are the boss. You give it a mission like, hey, I need you to monitor these specific regulations or collect all the evidence for our upcoming audit or analyze these documents for risk. It then goes off and does the heavy lifting, freeing you up to do the more important strategic work.
And right here, on this slide, is probably the most powerful number in this entire explainer. The cost to get started, to build the core of this assistant, is zero. Zilch. Nothing. Thanks to this new wave of incredible, free, and accessible tools, this kind of power is no longer just for giant companies with massive budgets. It's for everyone.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds amazing, but how? How do I actually do it? I'm not a developer. That's exactly what this next section is all about. We are going to walk through the no-code blueprint. This is your step-by-step guide to bringing your own AI agent to life.
And I have to say this one more time because it's just so important. The absolute best part of this whole process, for even really powerful setups, is that there is absolutely no coding required. Seriously. If you can draw a flowchart or connect a few boxes on a screen, you can build one of these agents. It's that accessible. Really, the blueprint is just a simple four-part journey. First, you define its mission. You have to be clear. What is the one big task you want it to do? Then, you get to be the architect. You visually design its brain, telling it how to think and what to do with information. Step 3, you connect it to its knowledge. You feed it your company policies, you point it to regulatory websites, and finally, step 4, you take it for a test drive, you fine-tune it, and then you set it loose to do its job.
All right, now for the really fun part, the tools. This isn't just theory, right? These are actual platforms you can go sign up for, many of them today for free. So let's open up the AI toolbox and see what's inside. Broadly speaking, these tools fall into two main camps. Over on the left, you've got the no-code builders. These are perfect for visual thinkers. We're talking drag-and-drop interfaces that feel more like drawing a diagram than programming. Then on the right, you have open-source libraries. This is more for the technical folks, the tinkerers, who want to get under the hood and have maximum control. For today, we're really focusing on that easy-to-start no-code path.
So here's just a little peek at the ecosystem. You can literally piece your agent together like you're building with Legos. Imagine using a visual builder like Flowise to map out the whole workflow.
Then, you plug in something like the free version of ChatGPT to act as the brain that reads and understands documents. You can even have it pull live updates from a service like compliance.ai. All the key pieces are right here, and you can get started with them for free.
Now, before we wrap up, there's a crucial final point we have to cover. After all this talk about automation, you might be wondering, so what's left for me to do? This brings us to what is easily the most important principle in all of this, the human in the loop. This is all about augmentation, not replacement.
This is where your expertise actually becomes more valuable, not less. Think about it. The AI is doing the grunt work. It's doing the scanning, the collecting, the first pass analysis. But you're the strategist. You're the one who reviews the output, who makes the final call, and who continuously teaches the agent how to get smarter and better at its job. You're the expert.
I absolutely love this quote because it just nails the entire philosophy here. The goal isn't to replace the expert, but to give them a superpower. And that is exactly what this is. It's a tool that takes all of your knowledge, your experience, your expertise, and it multiplies its impact. It lets you focus on what we humans do best: judgment, strategy, and critical thinking. And that brings us to the end. We've gone from the problem, that compliance nightmare, to the blueprint, to the free tools you can use right now. So the only thing left to do is for you to ask yourself this one question. Looking at your own work, your own daily grind, what's the most tedious, repetitive, time-sucking part of your job that you could hand over to your brand new AI assistant? What will you automate first?